Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? And my name is Tony Shira, in case you're joining us. And this is the Bridge Podcast, test number two. And we are here hanging out with this gentleman called Pharrell. What's
That's
up?
about right.
Okay, man. Please introduce yourself. We were here last week, but I want you to introduce yourself one more time.
Yeah, thank you, Chira, for having me today. For our viewers, my name is Pharrell Motoni. Like I said, a young man who is after his dreams
A young man after his dreams. That's cool.
and also changing the dreams of other people, other young people like me.
Awesome, awesome,
Yes, yes,
awesome.
yes,
And there
yes.
are many ways you're doing that, Pharrell, and that is commendable.
Thank you.
Um, Today's podcast is really about coming to America,
Exactly.
the second interview.
Yes,
And I say that this is different because every story is different
it
and
is.
it is different every time it's told.
Yeah.
Coming to America.
hmm
Could you just probably just take us through your upbringing, just briefly?
Like I said, I was brought up in a place called Kikuyu,
Mm.
Gikambura. And just like any other, young child brought up in a Christian home, raised up by a single mother. Big up to my mom, whatever she is. Yeah,
Big up, mom.
big up to her. Yeah, I'm here because of her and of course because of God. So we are four in our family,
Right.
two older siblings, and so we had two brothers and two sisters. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
two.
That's like perfect.
Yeah. So I
Right.
have an elder brother and elder sister. Then I'm the third born, and then we have a younger sister.
Man, wait. So, elder brother, younger sister, elder brother, younger sister.
No. The firstborn is a sister,
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
then the brother,
Okay.
and then me, and then
Uh-huh.
we have a younger sister.
Oh, so you're between girls.
Exactly.
All right, all right, all right. I see.
And I think for the longest time, I was the last born. I didn't think there was somebody else coming.
Okay.
And then after 10 years,
Wait a moment. Like after 10 years.
yeah, so we have a 10-year difference with my sister, my small sister.
Oh, man, you must love her so
So
much.
yeah, I do. I used to carry her, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, so that's how we grew up in very loving family.
Mm.
My mom going out there, to look for something to feed us,
Right,
vibaru us, and everything.
right.
Yeah, and I schooled at a school called Gisharani Primary School from
Mm.
nursery school to class 8.
Mm.
I graduated in 2005,
Mhm.
and then I went to Kikuyu High School,
Okay.
where I graduated in 2016.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, 2009.
Oh,
2009.
right.
Yes.
Cool. Um, Changes have happened. I think I'm sure between the time that um, you left home and came to America,
Yeah.
uh, are there notable changes? And I'm talking about your life. If you think about yourself, what would you say has changed?
I think personally, I've really changed since moving to America.
Hmm.
Intellectually, I've grown all around,
Mm.
because when you're back home, you're just there and moving around with people
Hmm.
and people you've been used to,
Hmm.
and maybe people who always think the same.
Hmm.
And now, when you come overseas, you get a new environment and a
Hmm.
new batch of people
Right.
who think different and who have different perspectives.
Hmm.
You grew up knowing something should be like this,
Right.
and then you move to a new environment and you see, wow, so we can do it in a certain way, and
Right.
you get the same results.
Okay.
So I can say there was a lot of growth intellectually, spiritually, and there was a lot of experiences that I experienced, and I was like, wow,
Right.
traveling is rich.
I want to come back to that
Yeah,
because I want to talk about exposure
yeah.
and what it builds in people.
Mhm.
But I want to do that after I take a sip at my cup of tea, as you do the
Over.
same.
Oh yeah.
But also use this opportunity to invite our guests. If you're coming in right now, I can see like there are a few of us who've joined us. Karibu Sana. And this is a live show. We are putting it out on Pharrell's
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And it is also going to be available on TCTV1 USA, The Bridge Podcast, which is a new thing that we're doing. So if you're joining right now, also head on over to YouTube, look for TCTV1. TCTV1 USA. And you can also search The Bridge Vodcast, because this is a video podcast. So it's The Bridge Vodcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to put it up out there. But after this cup, I want to know from Pharrell, how has exposure changed you?
I think everybody, I would say that, I always talk about being in a cocoon.
Mhm.
And I always give this analogy of a silkworm. Like when a silkworm is in the larva stage, it is embedded in a cocoon.
Mhm.
It can't get out
Right.
because it's very, very, very strong.
Mhm.
And and then when it's time for it to become a butterfly, it
Mhm.
gets out.
Mhm.
But some of us, we've just been in that cocoon for a long time. We
Mhm.
don't want to change. We don't
Right.
want exposure.
Right.
And this exposure changes our lives,
Mhm.
changes our perspectives about things.
Mhm.
So I can say, myself coming to America and getting all this exposure, talking to different people, talking to people, with different careers and everything helped my growth.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you, I'm not the same person again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say like you've gone to Kenya? You've gone to Kenya back. You've gone back to Kenya a couple
Oh, yeah.
of times
Yes.
from the time that you came here.
Yeah.
How do people relate with you right now, like as compared to before you came to
It's so
America?
funny. I don't know what America does to people, because when you come over here, and especially the first time that you go back home,
Right.
people see you like this person who has really changed.
Mhm.
Of course, you've been to Maju, you've been to America, and
Mayolo.
I think the first thing they say is your accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think when we come over here in America, you actually don't know that your accent is changing.
You
Just a little bit.
you don't notice
You
that.
don't notice, you don't realize that it's changing. And
Okay.
so I remember I went to church.
That's pretty funny.
Yes, I went to church and I was told I'm the one reading the first reading of the
Okay.
Bible,
Okay.
because that's what we do in our church.
Mhm.
We have the first reading and the second reading. It was the morning service, and it required the English service.
Right.
And so when I read, people were like murmuring and everything. And then after church, people were like, okay, we didn't hear anything you said. I'm like, what?
You see, basically, even if people are hearing what you're saying,
Yes.
what basically happens is that people switch off
Exactly.
to now focus on the accent,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not really what you're
Yeah,
saying.
not
So
what you're saying.
it's easy for someone not to have heard what you're saying.
So that was the first thing that people noticed, that your accent has changed, your complexion has changed, the way you walk, the way you do things. Some people are telling me I'm more cleaner.
That's
Like,
fancy.
I'm like, okay.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. We will also talk about like those kind of changes, or what has been noticed of you, or what you might have noticed of yourself between yourself and your family, like your brothers, your siblings, your brother and your two sisters. Like,
Yes.
how do they see you now, and how they saw you then? We're gonna talk about that after this short break. So don't go away. Get into that YouTube, subscribe, and please drop your comments about what you're seeing. And we'll be back in a moment. So, in case you're wondering what's going on, as I told you guys, this is a test podcast. We decided to go live so that we can get you guys on board. What's going on right now? We are back with the Bridge Vodcast,
Yep.
and we are hanging out with Faleri Mudhoni.
Yep. That's right.
And just before we went on break, we were talking about changes.
Changes, yeah.
And if you're just joining us, please jump onto YouTube, TCTV1 USA, The Bridge Vodcast. This is coming to America too. And I wanted to know Farrell.
Yeah, any can do. I
And,
think my name is very like controversial. Some people call me Ferrari,
oh,
right?
cool.
Yeah, like Ferrari, Faleri, Pharrell. I don't mind.
Right.
Yes,
Okay, so you're born in a family of four.
yes,
You had the exposure of going to Europe from the previous conversation that we
yes,
had. Guys
yeah.
can check that out.
Hmm.
And then, of course, you've been out to the US quite a number of years.
Yes.
You go back home. What changes do you see? Like, how does your family view you now as opposed to before then? You've told us about church.
Yeah, I
Right.
think right now because I've been going home so many times, I think right now they are good.
Mhm.
They have been used to me. But the first years,
Mhm.
that was a little bit funny.
Mhm.
They were like, the way they were looking at me, they're like this different person.
Right.
Of course, I'm their brother, but then there's that bridge that was built because they are like, oh, you are very different. You have a different class.
Okay.
You know, the way I was doing things, the way I was eating my food, the way
They're keen, they're observing
exactly they
everything
observe
that
me.
you're
Are like,
doing.
hey, you guy, you've changed the way you're doing things. You're so like, you know, the way you're carrying yourself.
Right.
So there was that, and the wow factor, like you're
Mm,
coming from America.
mm.
They ask you, do you still want to go with a matatu? Do you still
Mm.
want to do boda boda?
All of a sudden now, like you're a softie.
Exactly, I'm a softie. I'm this person with, you know, and it's understandable
That's quite interesting.
because these are things they see in America, and they think about America that way. That
Mm.
life is very smooth.
Right.
You don't have trouble in America.
Which brings me to the next topic about the
Exactly.
myths
Yeah.
about America.
Yeah. There's a lot we've had.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I because growing up, um, people think of America from what we've seen on TV.
Yes.
And so we fashion our imagination of America based on what the TV has shown
Oh
us,
yeah.
in those exciting movies
Yes. The
and
media. Yeah.
yeah, what is in media when we
Hmm.
watch the news, what's
Hmm.
happening in America.
Yeah.
What are the myths that you could probably help
I,
to
I
debunk?
I think before moving here, of course, you saw all these films
Hmm.
and how the media portrays the Western world.
Hmm.
They don't show the bad things. They
Right.
they, they show the sweet things.
Actually, come
And
to think of it,
yeah.
because Akon once said that America is very good with branding, and
Oh
they've just
yeah.
branded themselves as the
Exactly.
best place on earth,
Yeah.
and so that is all we
Hmm.
see.
And when it comes to Africa, what
Mhm.
are they showing every day?
Hunger,
Yeah,
poverty,
exactly.
stricken
And
places,
if you have like a,
disasters.
like a small bomb somewhere, it's
Mm,
all over the news.
mm,
But how we have also bad things happening over here, but they don't show us.
mm.
And so, what we normally see before coming here is a land of milk and honey,
Right.
a land of paradise
Mm,
where you don't suffer.
mm,
You just, sit down and
mm.
everything is brought to
Okay.
you.
Right. Right.
That's exactly how I thought America would be.
Yes.
I needed to come and see this honey. Where is it
Where
coming
it's
from?
flowing
Exactly where
and
it's
where the milk
flowing.
is
Yeah,
flowing.
I was like, man, I'm just coming to settle down,
Mhm.
and dollars will be knocking on
Flowing.
my door.
Right.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. And these beautiful streets,
Yes.
skyscrapers,
Yes.
these beautiful cars. We don't have flies here.
Right.
All these beautiful things, and the fast food restaurants we
Mm.
see on movies, the
Mm-hmm.
burgers,
Mm-hmm.
everything. I,
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to get everything,
Right.
you know, but alas, say alas,
Alas.
when you come here,
Uh,
that's when you get the real experience.
do you want to share a little bit about like what exactly then do you see? Where are those skyscrapers? Where are those big cars? Where are all those? fancy streets. Where are these dollars?
I think what I want to say is that there are some more beautiful places in
Mm,
Kenya
mm,
than in America.
mm.
I've been to beautiful places in Kenya.
Right.
And when I came over here, I was like, my goodness, yes, some places are beautiful, some cities are beautiful, some
Mm-hmm.
neighborhoods are beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but it comes at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
All these beautiful cars we're seeing on the movies and everything, it comes at a cost.
And they're not all over.
Oh no, oh
Mm.
no, there are people who don't even have cars.
Right.
They rely on public transport,
Mm-hmm.
just like us back home.
Right.
And we have people who don't have homes, they're homeless.
Right.
We have people who have problems getting food on the table.
Okay.
And so what I realize is that these people work a lot,
Mm.
like to just get that life, to just get that house.
Mm.
You're gonna have to work a lot. And
Mm.
all these cars we are seeing, some people maybe it's very easy to get them on credit.
Right.
So when I came over here, I knew to survive in America,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to work
Mm-hmm.
one, two, three jobs to make ends meet.
Right.
So everything comes at a price.
Right.
The milk and honey you're not given. You gotta go and find it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's important for people to know that it's not just what they see on the movies.
Yep.
On the ground when the rubber meets the road,
It's different.
it's a different story.
Yeah.
Talk about opportunities, though.
Yeah, that's why we came over here. I remember, the first year when, my friends, Americans, used to ask me, like, why did you come to America? And I used to
Mm-hmm.
lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I just wanted to travel, see this other part of the world. Da, da,
Mm-hmm.
da, da. No, I came to look for money.
Right.
I came to look for greener pastures
Right.
because we have massive opportunities in America,
Mm.
like an explode opportunities.
Mm.
And what they normally say that America is, your dreams, any dream can come true in America.
Right.
That is literally true.
I agree with you. I
Yeah,
mean, you set your own limit in terms of
exactly,
like how far you can go,
exactly.
because then your effort is what determines how far you
Yes,
can go.
yes.
Right.
There's education, there's massive resources,
Mm.
there's everything that you need to be
Mm.
successful,
Mm.
right? If you don't use those opportunities, then I don't know what you're doing in America.
Which is what brings me to something that I was sharing with a friend of mine. He's called Anthony,
Yeah.
like me,
Mhm.
and he was telling me that he's the one that started the conversation. He actually
Yes.
told me, "Yo, this is Earth's number
Number
one
one.
in terms of opportunities.
Yes.
So, like, if you don't make it here,
Then
forget it."
forget about it. Yes.
So, in a sense, to mean that bidii yako ndio.
Oh yeah.
uh,
Precisely.
yeah.
Because like we have some people who come over here, but they don't have a plan,
Mm.
and you can easily end up in the streets
Mhm.
because in as much as we have a lot of opportunities here, you gotta have to go and grab them. Nobody is
Right.
just coming
To hand them over to you.
to you.
Right.
And that mental picture we had, like the government gives you a car,
Mhm.
it gives you a house,
Mhm.
it pays you to live here. It's
Mhm.
all fallacy.
Right.
You're gonna have to go and build your own things. Go
Right.
work, get your own car, get your
Mm.
own house,
Yeah.
go to school, grab those opportunities.
Right.
But if you just here, and you don't have a plan, then this is not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually tell people, like, every minute that you spend out of plan
Yes.
doing nothing
Oh
or
yeah.
doing something that was not in your plan
Yeah.
is actually a minute towards
Oh
homelessness.
yeah, exactly.
If you spend a day, like, you decide to sleep or hang out with friends and that was not in your plan, so you did
Mhm.
not prepare for it,
Oh yeah.
and therefore you end up like hanging out or not working or
Oh
putting
yeah.
in the hours that you require,
Mm.
is actually a day
Oh
towards
yeah.
homelessness.
Yes.
Which is something that maybe our viewers out there need to know.
Yeah.
Where did you land when you came to America? And I'm sure you've traveled a couple of other states. So, like, let me know how it was like for you when you landed. Where did you land? Who got you out of the airport? Because they say your future depends on the person that
on your
picked you
host.
out of your on your host.
So I landed in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia.
Mhm.
That was my point of entry. and so I had family here. So
Mhm.
my uncle came for me
Oh, cool.
at the airport, and I lived there for 5.5 years
Cool.
before coming to Washington.
Okay.
So yeah, Georgia has been my home. It's still
Mm.
my home.
Mm.
Huko ni ushago wa kwangu.
Okay. All right. Ushago hapa ndani ya America.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, so I had relatives there. I had my uncle, I had my auntie there, and so they took care of me. And within 2 months, I was up and running.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. What would you say is the challenge, are the differences between Georgia and Washington State? You've been in Washington State for a couple of
yeah. I've
months,
been
I'm sure.
here almost a year now,
Mhm.
and yeah, we have a couple of differences. Of course, the distribution of people. I think back in Georgia, we have more concentrated black people there
Mhm.
than over here,
Mhm.
and also even the accent is different.
Right. That's
That's
something
what
that I
people don't
also,
know.
that's something that I was learning just the other day.
Yes.
Went to Monterey in California,
Hmm.
and while there, I started to feel like there's a difference in the
Oh yeah,
accent. But
exactly.
when you're coming to America, you don't really
Yeah,
think there's a difference in
there
accents
is.
between like
There is.
East Coast and
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast. You know,
Like the Southerners, they have their own accent.
right,
And now when you go to up north, they have a different accent. When you
right,
go to Texas, they have a certain accent.
right,
So you'll be like, oh, you come from Texas. Oh, do you come from Georgia? Do you come from Alabama? Because you're from the southern.
right.
They have
You
the
got to
corridor
be here
accent.
for a while to
Exactly, to
actually tell the
understand.
difference.
Yes. So
Mm.
there's those differences.
Mhm.
And of course the weather.
Right.
The weather is different. Here in Washington, it rains a lot.
Mm.
It's an evergreen state,
State.
but back there it doesn't.
Right. And talking about the rain in Washington State, it's
Yes.
something that is very, very funny.
Mhm.
I've come across people that say that people in Washington, especially Seattle,
Yes.
uh, uh, don't keep contact per se.
Uh-huh.
Like you will make contact with someone, and shortly after you've disconnected.
Yes.
And I tried to ask a few people because I noticed that.
Yeah.
And one person told me something that was profound,
Mhm.
that it rains a lot in uh, Seattle, in
Yes.
this area.
Yeah.
And so most of the people here have their faces down because they don't really carry umbrellas. In fact, they say if you see someone carrying an umbrella in Seattle,
Oh,
that
they're
is
not
not
from
someone from
here.
here.
Oh, yeah.
And so the people here just live with their faces down, and because it's raining a lot of time. So they've not trained their psychology to actually be open up,
Oh,
so they
wow.
don't really maintain contact. I found that quite profound.
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's something new. Okay.
Right.
But I also think in Georgia
Mhm.
people are more friendly.
Mm.
When you come to the south,
Right.
people are very welcoming,
Mm.
and we have very good winds.
Oh,
Yes.
wings, wings. I think wings has something to do with African Americans. I
Exactly.
don't know what it is
Yes.
about
Yes.
wings
I've
that is
I've
so
tried to
glorified.
search for wings here.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, this is not it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Like the
Like,
wings
oh
from
my
down there
god.
are
Oh my god.
different?
Oh, sumptuous.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to go to the black areas to get
Mhm.
good wings.
Oh,
They know how to do it.
they've mastered
Oh
the
yeah, they
art.
have. They have.
Okay.
Yes.
Waluya.
Hallelujah, America.
Waluya America. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I mean, we can talk about experiences from all these places from where
Mhm.
you landed. But growing up, uh, you've told us that you grew up in a single parent
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
And I think this inspired you writing a book
Oh yeah.
that you brought with you today.
I
And I want you
did.
to tell us about it, from grass to
To
grace.
great. I just decided to be vulnerable,
Mm,
to tell my story. It's
mm.
not an easy thing to do just to lay your life out there. This is not fiction. This is everything that I've gone. Not everything, but what I've gone through.
This is the book we're talking about,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, From Grass to Grace.
Hmm.
Faleri
Mudoni.
Mudoni.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the guy over there.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So tell us, Tell us about this.
So, like I was saying, I decided to be vulnerable because I just wanted to tell my story. And whoever is going through the same kind of thing, or our children, our young ones, or whoever has given up in life just because they passed a lot of trouble and problems, I don't want them to give up because
Right.
there's hope.
Right. I see like just under the title, it's a story of resilience, hope, and determination. I haven't read it.
Yeah,
I haven't read the book yet.
yeah.
I'm yet to read it, and I'm glad it came here because it's not going to leave with it.
Yes. Yeah.
But why resilience?
Resilience is because you pass through some problems, but you don't let those problems shut you down.
Mhm.
You just be resilient and you're strong, and you're like, okay, it shall go. You just stay there strong and say there'll be another day.
Mm.
And that helped me become who I am today, because I could have given up
Mm.
and said, you know what, I'll just be like any other person, be an alcoholic,
Mm.
give up and everything. But
Mm.
no, I was very resilient.
Why hope?
Hope, yeah, hope. Hope is hope. If you have hope,
Mm.
you can do marvelous things.
Mhm.
If you have a picture of a better tomorrow,
Right.
right? Of a
Mhm.
better tomorrow. It
Mhm.
keeps you going. It keeps you
Right.
yearning for that better tomorrow.
So there's a reason to make it through today
Exactly.
because there is a better
Mhm.
tomorrow that you envision.
Yes. And
Perfect.
I had hope because I promised my mom, I'll build you I'll build you a house myself.
Hmm.
Yes.
Why,
And
why,
so,
why, why would you do that? Why did you say that? What
because
triggered it?
I think when like I said, when her husband died,
Mhm.
she had a good house, but she
Mm.
didn't have the dream house.
Mm.
And so I was like, I'll make that dream house for you.
Okay.
And so that gave me that determination to work
Mm.
hard, extra
Mm.
hard in school and everything, so that I
I
can
see. I see
fulfill that.
what you did there. You
Yes.
just slid into determination
Ex-
because you knew that's where I was coming.
exactly. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So determined to deliver your promise.
Exactly.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So I really think that this is a good book for anybody that is upcoming, anybody going through any kind of challenges,
Yes.
just even to just empower
Oh
yourself
yeah.
with
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Precisely.
some reason to make it through the day.
Mhm.
Grab your copy from
Yeah.
Grass to Grace by Fareli Mudhoni.
Mhm.
And this, I believe, is something that is going to inspire you to even
Yes.
become a better person.
Oh yeah.
Um, we can talk about this for longer, but I want people to read about it.
Oh yeah.
But I want to know about your the challenges of uh, being in a single parenthood.
Mhm.
Your family, your brothers, your sisters. Uh, did you ever experience any kind of banter, like from kids in school?
Um, of course, you can experience that, unconsciously.
Mhm.
Of course, when you see other people, having their dads there,
Mhm.
like like, oh, they have a father to go home to,
Mhm.
and they ask you, by the way, why don't you have a dad?
Mm.
Of course, kids are
Right,
kids.
right.
And then at the back of your mind, you're like, wow, I wish I had a father. I wish I had a dad I'm just coming home to. Even if
Mm.
he's sick,
Mm.
there's
Right.
there's a
Yeah.
man in the
Yeah.
house. And of course, yeah, you experience all those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah, here and there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And that means then your mom must be a very very hard worker.
She was.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Raising four kids, and she was just going to other people's homes,
Mm.
doing garden work and
Mm.
everything, just
Mm.
coming home with that dairy bread.
Mm.
And I can tell you for sure, like, we've never gone hungry,
Cool.
not a single day. Even
Mm.
if she goes somewhere to borrow food,
Mm.
she made sure that we
There
were
was something
fed.
at
There was
home.
something.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
But right now, she doesn't have to do that.
I like that.
Oh,
I
no.
was gonna ask you
Oh,
that.
oh,
Like, what
oh.
have you done to make
Oh,
sure that
my
she doesn't have to
goodness.
go through
Oh,
all of
no.
that?
She can employ somebody, but Yeah. Yes. Oh
Congratulations,
yeah,
man. I mean
thank you.
that's
Appreciate it.
the whole idea that
Yes.
I mean they invested in us.
Oh yeah.
They did all that hard
Yes.
work to
Yeah.
put in us
Yeah.
the opportunity to actually be in a better place so that we can be able to help them.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, when they don't have that energy and the strength to do it.
Yes.
Right. Are your brothers, are your siblings working?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody
Mm,
has something going on in their life. My
mm.
sister has a shop.
Okay.
My brother works somewhere,
Mm,
with the nyama and butchery
mhm,
and
mhm,
everything. And
mhm.
my small sister, she's a plumber,
Okay. Oh,
and
interesting.
she's also a teacher.
Interesting. I mean,
A teacher, yeah,
come on, man. What are you talking about? A
yeah,
teacher and a plumber?
yeah. She does, teaching and also plumbing part time. Yeah,
I
so
really like that. That
she
is
can
really
fix your
inspirational.
house if you need. Yeah, you guys, if you need somebody to do plumbing, my sister can do that.
And I understand ladies are very meticulous, so I
Yeah,
am
yeah. She
imagining that
went to
she
school
does a
for
very,
that.
very good
So
job.
yeah, she went to school for that.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. That's great. And all of them, of course, coming back to support you more.
Of course. Yeah, she can just relax.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Very, very quickly, let's jump into your channel. I
yeah.
know about Discover with Faleri,
Mm.
and I'm thinking about exposure.
Yes.
And I am imagining that if you're coming to your channel, Discover with Faleri, the whole idea is that you actually get to experience what he has
Yeah.
experienced.
Hmm.
So that, I mean, you use your eyes to discover what you've discovered
Exactly.
and therefore build exposure,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Uh, Tell us about that channel and what you're doing with it, because right now I know it's been a moment since you
Yes,
posted.
it's been. Discover with Pharrell, the initial plan or the idea was to help other people discover themselves because we have a lot of people who have dreams, who have visions, who have a lot of talents, but they are
Hmm.
not yet discovered.
Hmm.
So they have not come out clearly.
Hmm.
And so when we help these young people, discover themselves, they'll be very beneficial to the society.
Hmm.
And so what I do, I used to encourage people, tell them my story. I'm an open book.
Hmm.
Just give out my story, my green card, journey to America, the
Hmm.
experiences, how you can come to America. So I've
Right.
given all those stories here and
Hmm.
there, to just help somebody out there
Hmm.
who needs all this information.
Hmm.
And of course, it's been a while since I posted because I really needed to think about how to expand the channel
Okay.
and include more people,
Hmm.
not only Kenyans,
Hmm.
but the whole world.
Hmm.
Like, how can my videos attract more people,
Hmm.
not only from Kenya, but from other places? So I
Right.
don't just want to talk about the green card. I also want to talk about other things.
Hmm.
And also, like, I'm a film student. I also
Hmm.
want to incorporate that,
Okay.
into filmmaking and doing skits and everything.
Hmm.
Skits that are educative,
Right.
so that we can help everybody.
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome. Expansion is really the thing, and advancing,
exactly.
what you
Yeah,
started with,
yeah.
so that you can be able to move on to the next thing.
Mhm.
And so, what is the biggest investment that you think you require in order to like be ready for that now next phase? Because I'm imagining probably that's the next phase for your channel.
Oh yeah, so it's a lot because you need a lot. You need equipment.
Mm,
You need cameras. You need things like microphones and
mm,
all those kind of gear. And also you need other people
mm,
to invest, in you. Like, you need people to talk to, you need people to interview, and
mm.
so yeah, there's a lot of things that are required. But I
Right.
think within time, with no time, it's a gradual process.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah,
Of
so you
course.
grow each and every day, improving this and that.
And
Yeah,
that's important. I'll tell you, like a friend of mine just this morning sent
yeah.
me a message and told me, like, I mean, we've been talking and we're looking at collaborating,
Mhm.
He's based in the UK.
Okay.
I don't want to say his name because
Yes.
soon you're gonna see him.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
told me like, because I was sharing like what I have now
Mhm.
in terms of equipment
Yes.
for this channel,
Mhm.
and he told me he thinks he should ship back what he had bought,
Yes.
and I told him no. The reality is that you begin with what you have.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like Moses had just a staff,
Yes.
and he was told like what you have is what you use.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wait until the far end when you have everything.
Mhm.
It's a gradual process,
Yeah.
beginning with what you have.
Exactly.
And so I can relate with you saying that in the next phase,
And I also wanna, as I grow, I just don't wanna just do podcast and interviews.
mm,
Like I said, I'm learning how to be an actor.
right.
I want to have a production
Hmm.
in the future,
Hmm.
where we can collaborate and tell African stories,
Okay.
tell these untold Kenyan stories
Through film.
through film.
Hmm.
We have a lot of people in Hollywood,
Hmm.
but then when you see the Africans who are doing the films, we don't have like a real African
Authentic
film.
stories.
Exactly.
That's what they say about
Yes.
stories. They say until the lion learns how to speak,
Mhm.
the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he's the one that can speak.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so it's about time for Africa
Oh
to
yeah.
be
Mhm.
able to like tell their stories.
Exactly.
So like if you are in Hollywood, you can be able to now script
Oh
a
yeah.
film that is
Oh yeah.
authentic and
Oh
tells
yeah.
the story of
Exactly.
Africa.
Yes. Like, come to think of it, like I've seen a lot of stories in America, like American independence,
Hmm.
American culture, the Red Indians here, but I've never seen. If I was to tell the story of Kikuyu,
Mm.
how did the Kikuyu come
Gikuyu
about?
and Mombi.
Exactly. We don't have those.
Mm.
Do we have like a real good movie about how we fought for our independence, how we
Mm.
the Mau Mau and
Mm.
everything? We
Mm.
need to have such
And,
structures.
and and that's a lot because I mean every
Yeah.
like whether it's a myth or it's a
Hmm.
true story,
Yeah.
every community has a story of how it
Exactly.
began.
Yes.
I hear the story of Luanda Magere, and
Hmm.
that's like a really, really
Yes.
intriguing story.
Yeah.
The story of Samoei,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
the story of Manza Musa,
Exactly.
the story of
Shaka Zulu. But they
Shaka
did a
Zulu.
movie about that,
They did,
and
yeah.
it's very beautiful.
I
If we
loved
can do
it.
something
I
like
loved
that,
it. I loved it.
yeah. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'd like to see the story about Wango Amakeri.
Wamakeri, who used
Yeah.
Kalia Wanaume Chapo.
It's International Women's Day, and probably
Yes.
this is a good opportunity for us to wish our moms
Oh yeah,
a happy International Women's Day. So,
definitely.
mom, happy International Women's Day, and all my sisters and all my female friends all over the world, happy day.
Once
It's
again, happy International Women's Day to all the women. We love you guys, my mama, my sisters, and all the women out there. You are the reason we are here, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So all those women heroes, Wangua Makeri, Wangari Maathai, the late
Oh yeah,
hero.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, almost every community has a story of a
They
hero
do
woman
exactly.
that did
Yeah.
so great to
Hmm.
like save the community.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had an opportunity to actually hang out with Mukami Kimathi
Mukami before she died.
before she died. Yeah,
Okay.
I took the Miss Earth to an event that we had at Paradise Lost in Kiambu.
Okay. Yeah.
And I had my girls interact with her. I also got to interact
Wow.
with her. I shook her hand.
Yes. Wow.
So
That's, oh my God. Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So I can feel, I can relate with that amount of
Hmm.
energy and
Yes.
power
Yes.
that actually changed the world.
Yes.
Because Kenya's independence has an effect on the world.
Exactly. Oh yeah, it does.
And it's because of contributions of such women,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So big up all women in the world.
Oh, big up.
Appreciate you a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably just as we come to the end, because this is not going to be like a very long podcast. I
Yeah.
want to know. So uh, Talking about women, are you dating?
I knew that. I knew that was coming. Yeah, thanks God, because a lot of people are sleeping in Kenya.
Yo, guys, come on, wake up, people, wake up.
uh, Let me tell you something.
Mm,
Like, my inbox is always full.
mm.
Yeah, people are like asking me the same question.
Are you dating?
Yeah, am I with somebody, because they never see me posting anybody.
Before we go to posting anybody, February 14th isn't too far from where we are at today. So you didn't post anybody.
Yes, I was
Okay.
in Kenya actually.
Oh, you were in Kenya.
Yes.
Okay, so now that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, so these inboxes, are they by people from here in the US or from people in Kenya?
Both.
Okay,
Yes.
right. Okay, so tell us, what's the story?
No,
What's
right
the
now,
plan?
right now I'm very single. I'm not dating anybody. Yeah,
What's the plan?
I'm satisfied for now.
Wow,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yes.
don't know what to say about
Until
that.
until my queen comes along. She's
Okay,
not coming. I'm gonna search for her, of course,
okay,
and she's coming.
all right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you had it from the horse.
Yes.
All right.
Who is single and ready to mingle?
Single and ready to mingle, but the queen is yet to come along. I mean, that's some complicated stuff right
Oh
there.
my
But I
goodness.
want to leave it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to see more of our conversation. In case you just joined us,
Mhm.
we've been hanging out with Pharrell
Yeah.
Modoni,
Yeah.
and he is a young man after his dreams. That's what he likes to
Exactly.
say.
Yes.
And he's written a book, From Grass to Grace.
Yeah.
Grab a copy.
You
How can people get
so
this?
you can get it on Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Yeah, From Grass to Grace by Faleri. Or
Mhm,
if you're in Kenya, there's a bookshop called Noria Store. It's
mhm.
in I think Kimadi Street,
Okay,
Bazaar Plaza. Yeah. So
okay,
yeah.
right. So grab your copy, read the story of Fareli Mudoni, a story of resilience, hope, and determination,
Yeah.
and that will be great. My name is Tony Shira.
My name is Pharrell Modoni.
It's been fun hanging out with you. This is the Bridge Vodcast coming to America too. A story that is different every time it's told. Love you guys. Have a good time.
Have a good
Appreciate
day.
you
Thank you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, see you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this. And let's keep growing this channel and let's keep talking.